Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Tea Time with Rita, afternoon edition. So I had lunch. Chris was making some crab Alfredo stuff, and and to me, I'm like, whatever, dude. I mean, if you can afford it, you can afford it. I don't care. you know. It is cool that he did email me and said he missed the show. I was making it short because I had to get out for lunch, and I'm looking over the news. There's nothing. So apparently they're not talking about the gun plan, okay? The Senate gun plan. I'm actually curious about this. So let's just look at it real quick. Senate gun plan, probably crappy anyways. Red flag laws. I mean, literally, what is a red flag law? If you don't get a red flag, you're screwed, right? See, group centered to unveil agreement principle for gun safety after Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas. New York and Uvalde, Texas. Buffalo, New York. 10 Republicans which would give the proposal enough support. Okay, so what is it? Forms including red flag laws. Most significant piece, create and implement so-called red flag laws. Help states create new red flags with the 19 states and D.C. that already have these laws in, but would also be eligible for funding to improve the effectiveness. Oh, really? We're just going to fund it to take away everyone's guns. Fucking dick. Propose also do major investment, increase access to mental health, suicide prevention program available in the community, including crisis trauma. Oh, really? That's funny. And these providers carefully in the next several weeks because while Democrats view them important, they want to emphasize that most people struggle with mental illness are not violent. That's true. Closing the so-called boyfriend loophole. Unmarried partners could keep guns if they're found guilty of violence. Oh, yes. Using a block from having a gun. Closing the loophole would mean that anyone who is deemed to have been in serious dating related convicted domestic violence would no longer be eligible to own a gun. So basically, if you've been convicted of abusing are blocked from having a gun. Closing the loophole would mean that anyone who is deemed to have been serious dating relation but convicted of any domestic violence would no longer be eligible to. That's really handy. Buyers under 21. A major change of the legislation is anyone over 21 to buy a gun. They would have also contact state and local law enforcement, search for any disqualifying mental health or juvenile records. And they would have to call the appropriate agency that adjudicates mental health records. Each state would have up 3 days to conduct the search, but could be extended to another 7 days if the initial review raises concern, meaning the process could take 10. Established waiting period, since each individual review could be vastly different from just a matter of hours up to 10 days. Yeah. So, school security reference. You know what? I think this thing here. Currently, background checks are not required for gun sales and transfers by unlicensed and private sellers. I've long supported pass the limit, expand background. Yeah. Assault bans. Yeah, okay. Higher minimum age of purchase doesn't help either. See, that's you know what, the Democrats they put it on the table, and now they're gonna see if anyone fucking complains about it. That's all they're gonna do. Oh, well, it doesn't do enough. We need to basically do more for guns. Right? These fucking people complain about everything, So, have you guys seen my latest video? I just watched it while I was watching a Mormon video. So I was watching two videos at once. I was watching my Mormon video and then watching my own video. And my own video was pretty good due to the fact that my own video, I was listening to the notes I made for the country, the way we're going. So you better prepare for the worst. That's all I can say. I mean, I can't emphasize enough that you need to sit around and not think about games right now. You need to think about prepping for your family, prepping for yourself, making sure you have the necessary equipment and skills needed to survive. Because it's not going to get any easier. It's going to get worse. People are stealing. People are killing. People are doing so much. The entire world is going down the toilet. You heard that from me first. So, that's why I'm here this morning. Oh, and by the way, for some of you, moderator Higgin emailed me and said he just finished up his 2.5 years expired Classico sauce, and he hasn't died from it yet. Smile. And he was talking about looking at a security camera for his house. I guess his Amazon gift cards are burning a hole in his pocket. So anywho, Under the Dome. Oh, hello, Chris. No, I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't. No, I'm not going to waste my time watching a lot of movies. I'm more into peaceful movies. I'm not into Stephen King or Richard Bachman movies. Richard Bachman, is, if anyone didn't know, is Stephen King's other alias for his books. Richard Bachman was his other alias for making other books. And Stephen King, The Stand was really good, but everything else was like, the Langoliers aren't bad. Hey, Boon Boon. Hi. Look at that cute little oh, you can't see him. Cute little thing. No, I haven't seen the dome. Anyway, so basically what I'm saying is you got to prepare for the worst. Now, I've gotten the list out. This is just a fraction of what we know. If you look at your grocery stores, if you look at your pharmacies, if you look at your around the country, you're going to realize everything happens for a reason. Which reminds me, I need to check on something this morning. So, I will look. Let's see. Damn. Okay. Cool. Anyways, excuse me. Damn. Really having some problems? What app? Eh. I don't know. I'm thinking. Deep thinking on something. Under the Dome? No, I haven't watched Under the Dome. I'll check on something. There we go. Okay. I don't know. No, there's only you watching. Most people don't pay attention on Sundays, you know. I might think about something. I'm deep thinking right now. Give me a second. Yep, figured that. No, Top Gun came out in 1986. The new one came out this year. That's because they had coronavirus blockages. Anywho, I thought about it. The Jurassic Park's out now too. Yeah, well, so I've been thinking about some stuff. Was hoping to check the website here. So apparently they don't have the. You know what? We'll do it this way. Let's just try this. Dude, where? Doesn't show anything. Hmm. All right. So 7:30. 7:30. Mm-hmm. Uh. So Rick. Sorry, not Rick. So apparently, Chris says, "Have you heard of something oil?" Okay, I heard it can cure. Nothing cures stage 4 cancer. It's a bunch of bullshit when someone says it cures something, it doesn't. Cure 4 means you didn't get treatment and you're basically good as dead. Nothing can treat cancer at all. Well, hello, Higgins. Yeah, a little bar soap would work pretty well, you know. Thinking about taking a bath eventually and cleaning up, maybe taking a walk, and enjoying myself. I go down to the harbor. Yesterday I went out, actually. I was pissed off yesterday in the afternoon. Shit, I was pissed. Four outdated steakhouses. All right, let's see which ones are which. Black Angus, cool. I believe that. Black Angus. Logan's never heard of them. Outback. Woohoo! Love Outback. That's number 3 in Del Frisco. So, How you doing, Higgins? Look, positive reviews don't mean jack shit. The government's not going to allow cannabis oil to be fucking used as a fucking thing for cancer. They want the people on stage 4 cancer to die. Do you understand that the government controls the pot industry? They will not allow anyone, under no circumstances, till pot is 100% legalized, to do research on it. My father gives me the 3rd degree every day about that damn thing. So if it is, it's probably from another country and they're using some other drugs with the pot oil because frankly in this country, it doesn't work. Everyone knows this. The government controls pot. Until the government releases and legalizes pot across the board, the government classifies pot as a legendary drug which cannot be used for testing or experiments. I know because I looked up everything my father-in-law said about it. And frankly, I wouldn't give 2 shits about pot right now due to the fact that it's the least of my worries when the entire country is going to be going into communism. And we're going to go communist. This means no one will be able to afford pot anyways. Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, Higgins. I thought about going down and taking a walk today after a bath. Take a bath, because frankly... Honestly, Higgins, I'm just... Great. Let me see this news. Oh, yeah. So basically, I see what Microsoft's doing. They're fucking putting the squeeze. Damn fucking Microsoft. Can you believe that shit? So Microsoft gets fucking... They basically force... Microsoft is now forcing game companies to choose either Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony. And Sony just lost another company because of Microsoft's selfish, stupid ways. Eventually, Microsoft's going to fail when no one can afford the fucking games. That really pisses me off. Can't complain about that now, can I? Anyways, back to the communist thing, Oh, yeah, I want to unwind. The thing I really am pissed off about, I'll tell you, Higgins, is no one gives a shit about the fucking problems in today. Did you know I did a note? I took 105 notes, Higgins. Serious shit here, thanks to Pee Wee giving me an update on a few things. And I took 105 notes of what's going on in this country. Things that are so bad that the entire world's going down the toilet. And yet, everyone has their own ideas in the world. Yeah, 105. Microsoft is squeezing a game company called Atlas, forcing them to put their games on Xbox only. So like not even Microsoft has it apparently. I have to Google it, but for what I understand, Xbox is getting games that my Nintendo Sony isn't because they're trying to crush Sony. And yet, the problem is they're duking it out. Me, I basically will. So I will support Sony and Nintendo the rest of my life until Microsoft. And if Microsoft crushed both competitions, I'd give up gaming. I'd be like, "Fuck you, you fucking pigs." I mean, literally, I will not stand for it. Right now, we don't even need to focus on games due to the fact that they want to squeeze every dollar out of everyone's damn pocket, but they don't realize that this country won't have enough money to pay for those games anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, the notes were basically things that are really important, you know, and that is it's not just energy, Higgins. It's a lot of problems. Let me read you these. This is just list one out of 105. So it goes like this, Higgs. Oh, well, I'll just pull out both of them and I'll staple them. Okay. There we go. Let me staple them then. This is my notes. One, the grocery stores are becoming empty. All over the country, people are saying there's a grocery shortage. And yet people these days don't care. They're like, oh, grocery shortage, not around here. You must be hearing things. I mean, literally. I mean, does anyone even give two shits about the fucking grocery shortage? Or is everyone in their own little fucking world? I mean, literally. I mean, well, how about this? The fire departments are working double and triple shifts because they can't get replacement officers or firemen to work. For what I also understand, there's a natural gas shortage. Natural gas. I mean, literally, I can go on and on and on until you tell me to stop. But there's a natural gas shortage. But there's people out there that say, "Oh no, it's all in my head." Really? So every person out there that's basically messaging and posting things on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, they're all fake. It's all about, oh, no, really. There's a medication shortage. Medications around the country are getting shorter and shorter because the pharmaceutical companies are focusing mostly on coronavirus vaccines and not focusing on the main medications that are important. But they, another one, Higgins, is frozen foods. Frozen food shortage. A frozen food shortage. Frozen food shortage. Chloe went in today and she only found a box of each of corn dogs. Everyone sucked them up. That's all she got was corn dogs. Another one that was basically hard is pasta. She went down the pasta aisle. There was no pasta available. The only thing that was available was that spicy ramen. Airplane parts are so shortage that they're basically taking the mothballed airplanes in Arizona and taking the parts off the mothballed planes to keep the actual planes flying in the sky that's in this country. Shipping them off all this, stripping them down, and making it basically the plane a boneyard. Baby formula is shorted. No one can find baby formula anywhere in this country. I mean, poor little baby's gonna have to drink mama's milk. Yeah, yeah. See, your dirt's card. It'll be 20 minutes. You know what? I don't even want to reiterate this list because, frankly, no one's fucking listening. And Pee Wee, she's on her own little, I mean, literally. I mean, There's nothing to talk about. I did it a lot already. Feel like eventually I'll just log off, take a bath, and take a walk. Maybe as Higgins said, take a walk. Yep, fucking wheel fell off yet again. I don't know where the fucking wheel went. That's it, you son of a bitch, dog. Get in that damn room, you little turd fart. Yeah, I want to sit back and relax. I don't need to fucking party. Son of a bitch, it's one of those nights. Neighbors fucking causing trouble again. Don't they have anything better to do? Can't I sit back and do what I was doing? Mm. Once in a while, I like to clean my system with some red grapes. You already got your treat for today. Nope, you don't get any more. Your natural sugars are already high. Anyway, I thought about taking a bath, everyone, and relaxing. That's what I thought about doing. Once in a while, you just need to get out. You know what's the best part about this eating clusters? It's delicious. Now, if I could just have a hot woman feed me grapes, I'd be really happy. Queen Rita getting fed by grapes. A couple of cute brunettes. Maybe a blonde, too. That would be perfect. If I was president of the United States, that's one thing I'd have. I'd have a couple of women feed me grapes just because I could. Oh. I just love how grapes come on these vines, you know? I say if you eat some grapes today, keep the doctor away. I like how you can hold them up like this. A whole clump of grapes. Of course, Bun's doing a little dance there, going, "Give me a grape! Give me a grape! Give me a grape! And I'm sitting here going, nope. See? He's got his back turned against me. We got a cage, you know? Pop one of those in his cage, he'd be freaking scarfing it. That's why if you give him one, we're going to give him the smallest one. See, like this. Because, you know, you just... See? One's all you get. He gets the teeny one. I just love these little grapes, you know? They're really tasty. And I know you guys are probably sitting there watching me, wondering what the hell you're watching. But, you know, the problem is I'm deep thinking for a second while I'm eating grapes, you know? And that is not many people listen. That's the truth of the matter. No one listens. So if I was talking about a woman feeding me grapes, well, at least the men would listen on that. So I would think of them too, for them. But me, to enjoy this, no one listens. Look at this. There's a tiny one right here, real tiny. The thing is so tiny I can just pop it in. There you go, see? Hopefully I got a clean pair of pants if I go do this walk. The only thing I think about is this walk. And bar soap too, you know. Get clean, be happy. Of course, I don't have any shampoo, so told Chloe last week gets more. Or did I? Probably it's under the sink. Thing is I don't even think about it. Thing is I just want to say how dirty the water gets. One of the things I saw, right? How to be frugal, it's part of my channel, is save on your water bill by cutting your water expenses down. I must be like a farmer. And frankly, I do not take a bath every 7 to 10 days. The electric bill's high as it is, you know. But holy course. Problem with Chloe is Chloe needs to learn that things cost money. Money costs money. Because money costs money. That the price, everything's going up. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys to conserve. I guess I can conserve the rest of these for later. See, I just want to make a little snack, help with my lunch. A little bit of grapes aren't bad. You just don't want to inhale grapes like crazy. Anyways, why am I putting it in the sink for some reason? Duh, not with it. Unless I got macaroni salad I can eat later. Anyways, so, that stinks. Yeah, there's like rotting fish something in there. Ugh, starting to smell. Anyways, let's go and check the comments. I was just enjoying myself. Sorry, I was thinking about women feeding me grapes. That would be cool. Can I get you some grapes? Okay. Maybe that woman can feed me a fried chicken. Great. Great. Look at this. People are sitting there. Let's see. Food shortage tied to okay. Dad's calling. Higgins' dad called. People with 8 kids, that's a nightmare. Well, that's your opinion. Personally, I don't want any kids. In this day and age, it costs more money for the government to support that 8 people, that woman with 8 kids, than it is for the government to help support one person. But then again, women think that the government's their baby's daddy too. Posting my comments. Well, YouTube's been giving wonky problems early. I, for one, thinking about, a bath, a little bar soap. I have to go by the pharmacy eventually for some stuff. You know how it is. It'll be fun. Just hop in the tub, get soaked up. Like, see how dirty the water gets. But then again, some people think I'm insane that way. If I was governor, it's something that I'd make our cities run on piss power. Yeah, well, guess what? There is nothing that's invented yet that runs on piss power. Cannabis run on piss power from Ken. Well, yeah, and there you go with the cannabis again. Again, the government's not going to legalize cannabis. They don't care. Eventually, someone will get in that might do it, but might be 50 years. But right now, cannabis is not legal nationwide. States are allowing it, but the government's also shutting down half these pot shops around the country too because they're not literally legal. I mean, when a federal government agent goes and raids a pot shop in another state, they use the jurisdiction that it's not recognized by the federal government. Therefore, they can shut it down. Even if the state allows it, federal government can come in and do something with it. But instead, the states usually try to find some minor loophole, and it works. The problem is mostly the states are legalizing pot because it's a sales thing. But even the states aren't allowed to give permission for doctors to test with cannabis or cannabis oil or tincture or edibles or whatever. I don't remember what Dad talked about. I think he was talking about edibles or something. The powder he uses his powder in his coffee, and then he uses something else, his capsule. Said it takes an hour to kick in, but he's like stoned for like 6 hours on it, so it helps him sleep. This pill or something he's on, but still, the government's not going to allow. Some states will allow it, some states won't. I just think that the government's tightening things. Well, look, you might have all this data about it, but frankly, To me, it doesn't matter because this country is not going to allow it. You know that federal government's not going to just say, "Oh yes, everyone can smoke pot and it's illegal." Nope. It's up to the states. So if a blue state wants to sit there and give you a misdemeanor, or a red state wants to give you a misdemeanor because the red state doesn't want it in their state, like Texas. I mean, Texas, I don't know if it's a decrim law or not, or a criminal law pot. I don't know, and I just don't pay attention to it, But for a state like Washington, it's recreational use, but other states, it's different. Yeah, well, not in this country. This country is going to be going down the shitter. You're going to see in the next 2 years, shit's going to hit the fan so hard. You're going to be wishing you basically stockpiled so much crap to survive. It won't be funny. That's why I'm telling people to prepare now. That's the problem. No one wants to listen. They think everyone lives in this fantasy world that Uncle Sam and everyone else is going to fix things, whether it be whatever to whatever to whatever. I mean, come on. The country is going down the shitter fast and rapidly, and yet no one cares. People are more worried about they're hoping they get another stimulus check or their food stamps extended for the next. Oh yeah, that's nice. So your dad calls, which is fine and dandy. We get disrupted from my list that I want to finish up, and I bet you Higgins' mom's will call next. And then on top of all this, jokingly, of course, Higgins' mom. And then afterwards, I don't know. I could use a nap too, maybe. But I wanted to take a bath and then see if I can find some clean pants to take a bath. Like I said, where was I? Oh yeah, so I was at airplanes. So they're taking airplanes from the airplane mothball fleet in Arizona and taking parts and putting it on planes that are currently needing parts to keep flying the planes. Eventually, the mothball fleet's going to be junk. Let's see. I said there's baby formula, toilet paper shortage. RV sales are so damn down because no one can afford basically the tow them or the gas or the fuel for any of them. Factories around the country cutting hours and products or production, which means product cuts. There's low sales nationwide in everything, including slow sales. PC parts around the country to wait for China to ship is 485 hours for all PC parts. Yeah. What is it now? Uh, Law enforcement is overwhelmed, overworked, and letting crime be rampant because they have to cut corners on law enforcement and their mileage has to be cut because they can't repair the cars because parts for the police cruisers are basically getting harder to get. Not to mention, they're trying to cut people that drive taxis around the country, cut their hours because it's getting harder and harder to get taxi parts for the taxi parts. Yacht builders, anyone who makes a yacht around the country or the world can get all the parts they need for, they can get anything they want. But someone like us, we're going into a tiered system. Tier 1 is for the wealthy that can get everything. Tier 2 is for us, the shitheads that can't get everything, and they're going to start cutting corners for us. Well, I'll get to the cargo ships in a minute, Higgins. It's part of my list. Blood labs, they're short on supplies. The blood labs can't do blood labs due to the fact they don't have the little containers, the anticoagulants, or The tools needed are the little microscopic things where they dab it onto the microscope. The little plates. They don't have those. They're all short for lab stuff. Truck sales. Any Mack trucks, Volvos, Kenworths, or Peterbilts. They're not selling them because no one can make the trucks. And the chassis are hard to get a hold of. So everyone is on hold when it comes to these trucks. Another one is lumber shortage. Lumber shortage. Everything is lumber. Wood lumber is shortage. They don't have enough workers to cut the logs. They don't have enough workers to make the lumber. They don't have enough workers for any of it. Hardware like doors, nails, anything sold in the hardware store, shortaged. They have tool shortage. Again, like I said earlier, we have two large tool sets and a third set too. So Pee Wee gave us a set and then we got the other set. So we're good on tools. We shouldn't worry. But Craftsman, Husky, and Harbor Freight's all made in China. Think about that. Windows, energy efficient windows for houses. They're hard to get a hold of. Paint. To buy a gallon of paint, they charge a 22% across the board nationwide surcharge and a fuel surcharge. So you're paying 22% more for your gallon of paint. Quikrete. Quikrete went up another 7%. 7% in sales. So anytime you need Quikrete, all their products went up 7%. Higgins, again. You didn't let me finish my list. Next, you're going to tell me my magical medicine here is made in China, too. Made in Ohio. Got a thing on the back that says medicine. All right. Shall we continue? Lumber, hardware, tools, windows, paint, Quikrete. Car makers. Car makers are cutting production and only trying to stockpile parts for their repairing cars due to the fact that the cars can't be manufactured due to that there's the computer chips and everything else that the government wants them to throw in it is basically stuck in China. So it's a China backlog of parts they can't get. Margarine. Margarine's up at least $2 per tub of margarine or container of margarine or package of margarine. Construction projects are on hold because of supply and demand and no one wants to work. Sheriff is laying off peeps. So the sheriff's laying off peeps due to the fact that people, that because they don't have the budget, too, is they can't afford the fuel. I don't know. Google it. Probably years. As long as you mix it up from time to time, it should be fine. Paint doesn't go for, Deliveries. Deliveries are very slow right now. The reason deliveries are so slow is because no one's buying anything that's important on stores. Amazon, Target, Walmart, those places. Sales aren't going through. Sales are failing. Online sales are completely and thoroughly down. People are cutting back on their spending. People are cutting out restaurants. People are cutting back travel. People are cutting back camping. People are cutting back pricing on camping trips. People are cutting back trips because of fuel pricing. They're cutting their extended so they don't put too much miles on their car because they're thinking we might go the way of Cuba or Russia where we're going to have to deal with cutting corners to survive. Fuel prices is one of the determinant factors to cut corners. 16 ounce of propane tanks, those little tanks that goes for the camping stoves and lanterns, $10. $10. $15 to $18 for a gallon of Coleman fuel, lantern fuel. $18. Think of it. White gas is what they call it. The Amazon fulfillment centers, right? The Amazon fulfillment centers, there's several built around the country that haven't opened in 2 years due to the fact that Amazon's got these robots, right? And because they can't get the computer chips for their robots, they're stripping other robots and other parts to keep their other fulfillment centers going because they can't get the computer parts they need to set up their robots and their little Amazon robots for the other distribution centers, so the other distribution centers aren't up and running. Another thing that's scared, ambulance. Your ambulances aren't running. Ambulance companies, ambulance and EMS companies and fire stations, they're having a hell of a time keeping their ambulances maintained because they can't get parts for them. I mean, literally, they can't get parts for their ambulance, so they're trying to run it less and less. If it's not a life-threatening emergency, they're not bringing the ambulance out because they can't keep running stuff when there's a part shortage. Critical meds. Now, critical meds are kept on an ambulance. They can't get the critical meds. Most of the critical meds are hard to get a hold of. It's getting harder and harder. Home market crash is going to happen. Pee Wee said the market's going to crash soon due to the fact that she had a house worth $600,000 and now it's worth $450,000 due to the fact that, give or take, rounding up to the next dollar, give or take, due to the fact that the price went down $150,000 in 2 weeks. Great. Higgins, are you going to keep interrupting about the energy part? Because this is not all about energy. It's all about man-made. Man-made causes problem. Now, let me finish. I have, let's see. Okay, the home market's going to crash. Stock market's going to crash. That's not an energy crisis. Wood stoves, pellet stoves, gas fireplaces, they're currently backlogged at least 12 months for any of those. Gas fireplace, wood stoves, pellet stoves, or gas wood stove or pellet stove appliances, or the pipes. Police departments ordered to cut fuel because they can't afford it. So they're limiting the police officers to stay on duty and only go out when it's a true emergency, like blood carnage or gunshots. Yeah. Heavy equipment part shortage. Anyone who needs heavy equipment from Caterpillar, Kubota, or John Deere, Ford, Massey, Ferguson, they're not going to be either getting anything. It's all sold out. They can't maintain tractors. Kia keeps raising their prices on their furniture every 2 weeks. Again, battery shortages. Everything is running out. People can't get their pacemaker batteries, hearing aid batteries. They're A batteries, AA batteries, AAA batteries, C's, D's, 9 volts, battery shortage. People are sucking them up. Nut shortages. Every time I turn around, I hear there's an almond shortage or a walnut shortage or a mixed nuts shortage or a dry roasted peanut shortage. Love dry roasted peanuts. Would love to get some of those. Packing plants. Packing plants, aka the slaughterhouses and the meat packing plants combined. They're cutting. Several of them are closing up shop in California and other places. Same with some dairies are shutting down due to the practical matter of as no one's buying or paying the meat prices that they're asking for. So instead of allowing us to pay the meat pricing or lowering the meat pricing, these companies are pricing themselves out of existence. Walmart increased last Friday 10 to 20% on 8,000 plus items they sell in all their stores. Or to make or remove anything and everything. Yes, I get what you're saying, but the country's going down the shitter, and I'll explain why. I'm not done yet. Again, he had to interrupt with his energy thing. Pee-wee said this today. Let me put it this way. Someone went in to get some specialty cut meats, like one broil, prime rib, turkeys, and hams. Sold out, completely sold out. Pee-wee emailed me today saying that everything's $2 or more or higher, and some places are sold out on canned tuna. She went to get some canned tuna and she found out it was not even available anymore. So, tells you right there, everyone's going for the canned meat fish department right now. So if you have your canned meat, canned fish, canned crab, oysters, whatever, savor it. Because it ain't coming back. Let's see. Cut special meat shortages like London broiled prime ribs, so they're getting harder and harder to get hold of. Canned chicken went up 50% more in price. Crime's getting worse. Yeah, crime's getting worse because they got to cut corners on fuel charges. Tampon shortages. We have a tampon shortage now, if you didn't know. Look, I'm going to read you this email before you keep making smart-ass remarks today, Higgins, because you don't even know what's going on. Because Pee-wee just emailed me earlier, and Pee-wee's basically on top of these things. She says, okay, good to know. Talking about these notes. I only eat tuna and oil. This is Pee-wee's words, not mine. Hate tuna and water, but I've been limited to 8 cans of tuna and oil. Probably 8 cans a week. To tuna and oil in the 4-pack at Walmart now. Unless I pay the higher price for the same brand, which is 50 cents more a can or $2 total. Most sardines and much of tuna is out of stock. People are stockpiling any and all kinds of meat/fish products. Or they're just not available to the sellers. Basically, there's 2 reasons. One is people are sucking it up, like Pee-wee said. 2 is everyone's demanding the stock up because they know there's a food crisis coming. Literally, they know that you guys who aren't prepared, Higgins is prepared on food, then I'm not going to look at the comments right now. I just want to finish this. So the next one is apartments. In several states, they're allowing the management/owners are allowed to raise the price whatever you want. So if you're living in a rental place in Texas, they can raise it to $100,000 a month. If you can't pay it, then you're kicked out because they want to live off of you. They don't want, because they're losing a lot of business. Just a little warning. Produce is now up 33%. Again, 33%. And that's because farmers are passing on to the consumers and we're paying it. Or we just skip eating vegetables. Another one, car repairs. Can't repair cars on warranty or off warranty because there's not enough parts. That goes with trucks, fire trucks, ambulances, helicopters, you name it. There's no parts for anything. It feels like we're going into the old Soviet communist era. Nurses. There's a nurse shortage. Did you know nurses won't work with a hospital that has too many medicine and supply shortages for hospitals and clinics? Yeah. Right now, nurses shortages are about 60 to 80% under what they could be. Ham products. Again, someone walked into a ham store the other day. I think it was Honey Bake, and decided not to buy when they tried to charge $20 a pound for ham. Think about it, $20 a ham. Not many people got the $20 a pound. Water bills. Okay, here's something that's interesting. Water bills are going to go across the country because there's a water shortage in this country. 31% rate hike across the board nationwide. Whereas your electric bill, I know Higgins better be listening to this one. Everyone's electric bill is going to go up 40% by the end of the year. And they might raise it more, which means they're nickeling and diming you to death. Not to mention your garbage is, everyone's garbage across the country is going up $12 per quarter, at least. Which brings me back to the next one is EBT debit cards. Coincidence that some states are failing? No, it isn't. It's because the banks are literally allowing it to go break. Break. And before you say, "Oh, what does that mean?" It means that some of these banks are basically doing it, so it's only cash only. They're testing how far someone can go before they flip a switch, so no debit cards work. That's why I keep telling you, carry cash. Next up, there's a 60% increase in all animal feed. That means for any animal that lives on animal feed, including Boon Boon. Boon Boon's feed went up 60% if you didn't know. Another thing that Higgins might not like is coffee went up 50%. It's still going to go through the roof. Honey went up 50%. Factories around the country cutting corners and cutting hours because they have to make up for stuff. So they're cutting corners. Gas stations are cutting hours because no one wants to work. That includes convenience stores built into gas stations. They're cutting hours too because there's a shortness. Tape shortage. There is a tape, duct tape, electric tape, blue tape, magnet tape, whatever. They're all in a shortage. Tape is really, really getting bad. Yeah. Next is medical dyes, the stuff that you put in your heart, stuff you put in, like Pee Wee had one done recently on her heart. They're getting harder and harder to get a hold of. Same with the Kool-Aid dyes, I call it. For literally, the Kool-Aid dye, right? Because medical dyes are part of medical equipment and they're getting very shortage. Again, as I said earlier in the beginning, number 2 was firefighter shortages. Even the volunteer firemen are retiring after so many years. And that means no one's ponying up to become a fireman or a volunteer for their civic duties or doing civic duties. So just a little bit of things. That means EMS training too. The next up is oil filters in your car. Huge shortage. Literally a big shortage. We're talking a huge shortage. People are trying to get customized filters that they have for their small engines and they can't do it. Stores going cash only. That's something that's interesting. Pot shops, alcohol shops, etc. going cash only. Cash only. I'll answer all your questions after I get done through the list. Factories are shutting down across the country because they don't have enough workers, so we're losing productions. Damn fucking. I'm about to tell Chloe to fucking nail this thing to the fucking. Or at least fucking super glue the damn son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah. Stores are cash only. Factories going closed due to work shortages. A glass shortage. That's right. Glass bottles are going to go up in price. So if you have a bottle of ketchup, you don't recycle your bottle. You just freaking throw it in your trash can. There is a glass shortage. So you need to recycle when you can. There's a 70% increase on rubber and plastic. So, for example, you buy shoes and it has rubber soles. Shoes just went up 70%. Another thing is nylon products, all nylon products, at least 70 to 90% increase, or sometimes in places double the price. Aluminum shortage. We have aluminum shortage to the point where aluminum is going through the roof price-wise, even if people have a lot of beer and soda cans and they're not recycling fast enough. Think about it. So we're paying the price with all, Steel shortage. Again, we are at a severe steel shortage, stainless steel shortage, that it's 30 to 50% more in price. Car oil, just buy the oil and the little quarts and stuff, like the 540 weight. Those are out of stock. Literally, you can't get it. Some people are having a problem with it. Home decor. People that buy home decor, their shops are literally 70%. 70%. 70% shorter. 70%, you see? Then Canned soup, 50% increase in all canned soups. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, literally, we're going through a shit time. Wild caught fish, 50% increase in wild caught fish, any fish, lobster, shellfish, fish, salmon, trout. Shows you need to basically prepare properly. Printer shortages, ink cartridge shortages for your printers all over the country, as Higgins would say, China. I'll get to that in a minute. Camera shortages, again, I'll get to that. But you get a heating oil, $7 a gallon if you own a house that runs heating oil. Propane is going to probably be way up there in price. Pee Wee was talking about that. Her runs up propane. Now, Higgins asked a question. Higgins is like, oh, well, 10x times for shipping containers. You're right. The thing is because we're having an oil shortage, right? Bunker Fuel that runs the cargo ships have got, it's like $2,000 per ton for bunker fuel. Fortunately, if you look at it per gallon, it's like $20 a gallon for bunker fuel. So, and that's like heavy duty oil or bunker fuel that's used for these engines. That's why the old bunker fuel engines were used on like the old carriers. Next up is antibiotic shortages. There's an antibiotic shortage around the world. So, they give you the prescription. You might be able to get it. You might not be. It depends on the pharmacy. Again, there's the lazy worker shortage for employees. That's the main reason why we're having this problem. That's one of two reasons. I'll get to the second reason in a minute. There's an ammo shortage around the country. There is a gun shortage. Makers can't make enough guns, and they're starting to get balanced out as 2025, with ammo being 2026 to 2027. Firewood shortage. We have a firewood shortage. They're all trying to force us to go cleaner, which means they don't want pellets, wood stoves, but they want electric, which means your bill goes through the roof. The electric company's taxed, or they want you to be on propane or natural gas. Think about it. Dog food increases up 70%. Thefts up. People are stealing catalytic converters, fuel cans, fuel pumps, siphoning gas, car parts, tires, you name it. If it runs for a car, alternators, they're taking it. Just think about that. Canned beef. Canned beef at Walmart was $11 a can recently. $11. Bottled water went up 25% across the board for all bottled water. Canned tuna was up 25%. Canned chicken was up 25%. Fruit crops, because of certain fruit crops and problems like Washington State, it's going up 75%. Acetylene. Acetylene, that's a compressed gas, is $10 a gallon. That's for like welding. See, I did my research. Water meters. People that are waiting for their own water meters to be put into their homes, those new fancy schmancy water meters, it's costing approximately $3,500. And there's so many people needing those water meters that they can't even get water meters put in. Without the water meters, they're metering people's houses by saying you don't qualify for water until they get a meter put in. Again, I'll get to that in a minute. We're almost done with the list, and I'll answer any questions you have. Next up is Walmart, Safeway, Costco, and Sam's Club to start with are running out of gas and not filling their tanks because they're buying only X amount of gas, figuring people wouldn't be using that much gas to go from there to the store and home. They're cutting costs by not traveling so much, so they're carrying less gas. Same goes with other places like 7-Eleven, Plaid Pantry, and all these other convenient places. Next is dental supply shortages. Dentures, Novocaine, Pullcaine, Lidocaine, the swabs, the fillings to make the fillings, all that stuff is short. Not to mention that if a machine breaks that makes the filling, you're screwed because they don't have the parts to make them. Same goes with two other problems we have, all right? Pill bottles. Pill bottles are getting so hard to get a hold of. They're having a pill bottle shortage. No one's recycling them. No one's taking them back to the pharmacy to have them disinfect them and reuse them. They're just throwing them away, leaving a pill bottle shortage. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to say before we go to the last one on the list. There's farmers out there that are literally failing for various reasons. Some are dairy farmers, some are meat farmers. The reason they're failing and they can't make ends meet is the animal feed. Remember, I said the animal feed's up 60%. Animal feed went up 60%. Yeah. I mean, literally, animal feed was 60%. And because of it, I keep my notes here. And because of it, people aren't going to be buying extra. 60%, that's number 64 in animal feed or farm animal feed because no one wants to afford it. So they don't want to pay more to pay for a steak or some ribs or something. So the farmers are losing their business. The second reason farmers are losing their business is for two other reasons. One is price of fuel. If they're running their vehicles and they can't get oil to keep their pistons lubed and their parts to keep their vehicles running, then they break down, they're screwed. Third is if they're a dairy farmer, they got to worry about their automobiles and they got to worry about their vehicles, and then they got to worry about their cow machines. Now, if their milking machine goes, there's no way to repair them because, frankly, no one knows how to do the old way of milking a cow by hand. They just hook up some stuff, a newfangled dongle, push a button, it's done. But if the milker machine breaks, they wouldn't even know what to do. So, the final one of this list, and we'll go to the comments. I finally got done. Medical devices, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, PAP machines, breathing machines, respiratory machines, for sleep apnea, or just those professional breathing machines, for asthma, like Higgins might need one, with the actual liquids. You just drip into this thing and close it, and one area shoots out air, the other one lets you suck in the medicine. Those machines are hard to get on lift chairs, electric wheelchairs, electric scooters. Anything that the elderly need has been put on hold for 2 years because supply and demand ain't there. So if someone that needs a wheelchair, it's medically necessary. Their medically necessary wheelchair, they're not getting because, frankly, it's not that they're unwanted or unworthy. It's because there is nothing to give. And that brings me to the two main reasons why. So let me check the comments and I will continue with the answer. Okay, here's the deal. So I'm going to read the comments now and answer any questions you may have. So something said a week. Oh, great. Something. Rita Mega's in a world where people are eating 5 grams. Oh, great. Look, no one never mind. I ain't going to say a damn peep. Canned tuna is not a fucking staple. Did you even read what I said about Pee-wee, or do we got to reiterate that email again, Higgins? Things get really bad, the grocery stores will be closed down. Don't you understand it? Oh, if things get bad, there'll be a guard at the grocery store. Really? Things get bad. I guess you didn't read the fucking memo, did you? Things get fucking bad, there ain't going to be a grocery store left because everyone's going to be killing you for your fucking food. Everyone's going to be killing me for my food. The grocery stores will not be in stock. Did you see number one? Grocery stores empty. Most places are getting empty and they're not restocking fast enough because we're consuming more supplies than we're making. So if I can find an oil filter at the store, I should pick up a spare. Like I got an air filter last week. You should do it. Yes, Higgins, exactly. Excuse me for a second. So I told Chloe I think I'm taking a walk today, and she's like, "Ow, ow, when are you gonna take your bath? I need my bath." Well, you want to do laundry, so do your damn laundry. Gordon's frozen blueberries, 5-pound bag. Used to be 12. So if I can find it, stores are cash only. I thought everywhere was on debit. Look, places around the United States, Higgins, is saying, because didn't you even pay attention to this? I guess you weren't paying attention. I got to reiterate it again. It says, they're making me answer questions now. Yeah. Debit cards and EBT card readers are going down all over the country due to the fact that the banks or someone's hacked it. So people are buying stuff. And because they're trying to buy stuff, the card reader's down for 2 or 3 days. So the list here says because of it, they're going cash only. And because they're going cash only, a lot of people are not taking debit credit, like you said, oh, it's going to debit credit because people are stealing other people's cards. And then the stores are getting in trouble for it. So they're putting signs on the door saying cash only. Pot shops, liquor shops, etc., going cash only. Yeah. I have a note about the ATM cards, debit ATM cards somewhere. And then they're raising prices on everything else. Debit EBT card readers down. Yeah, down right there. And it says here, cash only with a question mark. And then I looked it up. A lot of stores are doing cash only, brother, due to the fact that there's a cash only problem. So I bought a quart of 5-weight 30 last week as a spare. Maybe I could put my car's wheel log lugs back on my Maybe I should put my car's wheel lock nug bucks back on my car, replace them because of pain in the bone. I'm getting car serviced. Crap, CPAP machine. I have 2 of those. Let's see. I would. Look, the reason they're doing cash only is for a reason, okay? The reason they're doing a cash only is because they can't trust debit cards. The people around the country want everyone to use cash only because cash is easy currency in this way. Some of these people that own their own businesses don't want freaking debit anymore. They want freaking cash. Why? Because that's the way they want to operate now. And two is they're not going to be charging 50 cents to up to $5 for a fee to use the debit card. So they either charge the fee to the people that use it, which they don't want to, or two is they're telling people cash only. Debit cards don't work anymore. I mean, look, let me put it this way. Your best course of action for an emergency is always carry fucking cash on hand. At least a couple $100 in your safe every fucking month. So if something happens and the fucking bank system goes down, you can go down to the store and buy your supplies because otherwise you're going to see people murdering you for your groceries because they can't use the debit card because the banks have been shut down. You see where I'm going with this? Why do you think I've been teaching you? Stockpile gold coins if you have the income. Stockpile silver coins. Stockpile a few hundred in cash. But no one wants to stockpile cash. No one wants to stockpile things. They think the little swipey will work every time. But then what happens when it all fails? Think about it. I've been trying to teach you that this is when the shit hits the fan, we're going to all be hurting. And if you don't prepare for it and you keep challenging me and Pee Wee, then the only one that's going to have a problem is going to be you and the others and everyone else that doesn't want to listen. I mean, look, I went through this guy's list and then I made my own notes and then I made more notes and then more notes and got it out there for you all. What is happening is there's three reasons for this problem. And let me have my dip and I'll tell you what it is. Also, I'm thinking about taking a walk tonight because as Higgins knows, I'm kind of wound up. Higgins, are you going to be a smartass all night, or are you basically being serious here? Because the way I see it, you're being a smartass. Because right now, they could use a battery-powered calculator and be like, "Here's the change," and tie up maybe like 15 seconds per person, and be like, "Here's your change. Here's how much you get back." I mean, literally. Or they have a built-in calculator in the register. I mean, come on. I mean, everything will happen. But right now, stores are going more and more cash because they trust cash over debit cards. The central bank could shut down tomorrow with the EBT system, with the cash cards, with the credit cards, and all you're stuck with is no way to buy your groceries. And do you think they're going to sit there and say, "Hi, Higgins, we're going to print you out these little piece of papers like this. That's a book with $1,000 in it every month for your food stamps." They gave that up a long time ago, mister. Being funny, of course, in some ways. I'm trying to be humorous, but you get the idea. Thing is we can't keep going round and round. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look what you're doing. You're saying, "Oh, cash. Can they do that?" Yes, they can. I could own a store tomorrow morning, say cash only for on the island, and say I make steak dinners for everyone. And then someone comes in and sees cash. "Oh, you're discriminating. You won't take my debit card." I can say right there, cash only. And if they don't read the sign up front, they don't get service. That's how it works with the ice cream shop in here in town. The ice cream shop's preparing for a meltdown. That's why they ask for cash. It's not the walk I want now. Look, I haven't had a bath in like 2 weeks. Okay, I'm literally sitting here getting frustrated, Higgins, because no one's listening. I mean, literally. I know you're a great guy. Trust me. Thing is, I'm getting frustrated because no one's listening. I mean, Pee Wee and I are the only two working together, it seems, for this project. I mean, look at it. I mean, there's people out there knowing shit's gonna hit the fan, and then there's stupid son of a bitches out there that think nothing's gonna happen. The government's gonna bail them out. Well, let me ask you a question. You think the government's gonna bail out everyone's son of a bitch sorry ass when the food stamps run out next month, the extended food stamps? Then what happens, huh? By August, they all go hungry. By September, they're going to be pissing in the government's pool to basically extend food stamps before school goes back because they're being told 100 to 200 million coronavirus patients are going to get it. A lot of people aren't getting their fourth booster. They don't want their fourth booster. So me, I had a reason for a walk, okay? I had a reason for a walk. It wasn't just to get out, there was a reason for it. But to do that, I wanted to take a little walk. But I need a bath first. Because, well, this cowgirl really stinks. I'm starting to wonder if I have any spare pants around. That's what's really bothering me, Higgins, old boy. It's not you, it's me. I want a bath. I want a clean bath. Yeah, I got the pants. Let's see. These I can wear. Okay, I got the pants. I want my shirt. Oh, there's their pants right here. These are clean too, man. Look, I found some pants here. And I'm seeing some of the shirts. Clean. Cool. Got a pair of pants and socks. Okay. Clean. Alright, so I got clothes lined up. Okay, so I got my clothes lined up. I'm ready to take a bath a little later. I just need to take a bath, which will take 20 minutes when the time comes. I'll do my dip. I should be calmed down, but still. Fuck. Look, question I have, Higgins, is honestly, why isn't people listening, huh? Do you think I'm just sitting here on my high horse saying, oh, everything's great? Or do you think I'm really telling you guys to prepare? I mean, every time I turn around, I hear some son of a bitch wasting money. Oh, well, if the company goes through the country, do. I mean, literally, you can't rely on everyone. You can't rely on. I mean, look, the other day, Brother Chris made a joke. He said, oh, well, if something happens, I can use my credit card. What if the government turns off your credit card? What if the government turns off all the card readers? What if your card can't work? You go into a place and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy something. There's a sign on the door, cash only, because the debit card system's broke down. I mean, this is why we tell you to keep carrying cash. But I'd like to hear what Higgins has to say. Are you buying him a present, Higgins? You got all those gift card money. Maybe you should be generous and get him a little toy. Tell him it's coming in the mail. Be a good little uncle. I mean, you got all those gift cards. Why are you hoarding it? Oh, I need to get a camera. My knife is fine. I just need a camera. Dude, spend $20 on him. Get him something from your gift cards. He'll love you. Instead, Oh, I need to get a camera. Which, by the way, I should look at that camera thing you emailed me, Higgs, just because I haven't looked at it thoroughly yet. Your camera. I told you to get the Wise camera, dude. So what do you want a dome camera? What, you're gonna put one of those in your basement? Hello, I'm recording a guy in my basement trying to steal my food. Look, there's ways of doing it if it's cash only. Trust me, these owners got backup plans. The main thing is can they keep their store open with very limited supply, cash only if the power goes on. Look, these places have a contingency plan. We're not entitled to it. We're not privileged to know what their contingency plan is. So technically, there is people out there that will take cash. The other thing is there could be a bartering system too. You don't have what they want, they'll be like, "You're going, sorry, Higgins, old boy, you don't have what I want. So here's a rubber biscuit, and if it doesn't bounce back, you go hungry." Bow, bow, bow. You need a camera for your mailbox. What, are you that lazy? Get informed delivery, dude. What, are you that lazy? You want to know when the mailman comes? Oh, the mailman came. Okay, I can go get my mail now. Dude, I can't. You're going to pay $55 for a camera. When I would take that $55 and invest in more food. Oh. Look, we're going to be. I got to email someone. I better email someone. Look, where I live, Higgins, here's how it works, okay? Natural gas feeds the island. The island's got natural gas generators in the basement. So the grocery stores here when the power out is running by natural gas. That means everything runs on natural gas. We, the consumer, pay more at the grocery store. Meanwhile, like the stores on the mainland where I used to go grocery shopping with my mom, when the power was out, they were running on natural gas, which means all the gas fed all the time. So they could run the generators constantly, which means everything ran until the power was restored. This is what Washingtonians do. Where you live, I don't know, but everywhere where I went when power was out, we had electricity. Chloe went when the power was out here. She went downtown, walked into the grocery store here. The generators were running, and used her debit card and got what she needed for ice. Big box of ice we put in the freezer to keep the meat going. So some places have that, some don't. But where I've seen things where they have generators, they're putting signs up cash only because they want cash. And the reason for it is people are stealing other people's debit cards And because of it, that's why they want cash only. You see, they're not trusting the American banks anymore. But again, it seems everyone wants to sit there and say everything is gravy, you know? That's the thing. That is the thing. Thing is me and Pee Wee have been trying to trying to prepare you for the worst, but you guys, you just even Chloe lives in a fantasy land. It seems everywhere I go, people don't want to listen. There's people out there that see my videos, preppers that say I'm doing better than most people because most people live in a fantasy land, thinking Uncle Sam's going to bail them out. And then when the shit hits the fan, those are the people that are worried the most. No internet, no phone service, no electricity, no cash. Sitting there wondering what to do. I keep a stack of batteries all over the house for my scanner. I keep a police scanner on hand. I listen to the scanner. I listen to the weather reports. I mean, literally, here we have generators. Everywhere runs the generators. Even the police station uses natural gas generators. Hospital runs natural gas generators. I mean, we're basically in a state where if something happens, the power is going to be completely knocked out. It's going to be usually an earthquake. Otherwise, the natural gas is being, Yeah, well, some people don't want to be prepared. That's the thing. Some people don't want to be prepared, is what I'm saying. Look at Pee Wee. Pee Wee turned around this morning and told me she couldn't even get canned fish anymore. Canned fish or meat, they're all sold out. This morning we were talking about things, and she was just like, yes, were you here? No, you weren't here yesterday when she was basically quoting this guy, and this guy was asking questions. When the guy found out I read all 45 types of communism that's in this country, he's from Arabia. It's like, oh my God, your country's going down the toilet. Mm-hmm. Anyways, just if you got your food cards or your gift cards, you might want to invest it in food, Higgins, not the camera. I mean, you got to ask yourself, are you going to really waste your money on a camera to look out your mailbox? I mean, I have a camera aimed for the doors for packages, and that's it. Which reminds me. Hmm. Our dollar stores in this state keep generators on hand and runs natural gas, so they're never out. I've been in places with the power's completely out in a snowstorm, and the dollar store is still running with the generator. So I can go to Walmart. It just depends on, you know. I I kissy? Hmm? What are you eating this time? You're eating your poo poo again? How can you enjoy your poo poo? Why do you eat your poo poo? I mean, literally, I see you there eating poo poo. Now, in my opinion, Higgins, and it's just my opinion, I try to save the money for food. The camera would be a luxury item at this point of the game. I mean, honestly, that's what I would do. But if you want a camera, go ahead and buy one. I, of course, would rather invest my money in food. Poo eater. Little Mr. Poo eater. Little Mr. Poo eater, poo eater, poo eater, poo eater. Damn, 2 hours almost already. Where the hell's time gone? I have to get out of here sooner or later. I got a project I want to work on. Well, let me just say, I wouldn't rely on going to the grocery store where gas prices are going to go through the roof. I'd be relying on Amazon, Target, or Walmart. But if you got those food cards, you can get a hell of a lot of food there. You can buy your mac and cheeses. You can buy your, unless you don't want to buy mac and cheeses, you want to live on sausages. With my luck, that's what you'd want to do. Oh, Rita, I just want to buy sausages. Mm-hmm. Look, the reason our grain pricing is our breads and our other stuff is getting expensive is because of the grain prices. You see, here's where it gets complicated. Okay, while you sit there and you guys are just sitting there and you're thinking everything's going to be great, the government's going to basically take care of you. I'm preparing, but the reason we're having these problems is three reasons. I'm going to tell you the three reasons. Well, use your gift card to buy your food. I would. Why basically worry? I mean, if the shit hits a fan next month and your EBT is terminated, or the reader doesn't want to work, you're screwed. So they, just be prepared. When say carry some extra food down in that basement pantry of yours. Now, where was I? Does anyone want to hear the theories, or do we want to go on and on and on about food stockpiling? Because I'll tell you exactly what's going on. There's three reasons. One, it's called the lazy worker syndrome. The lazy worker syndrome. That is where all the workers go and get free cell phones, free internet, free medical, free rent, free electricity, free water, free garbage, free internet, if I didn't say that, and a stack of food stamps. And they live off of the government because they don't want to work, because they want to work in a cushy job where they get to stay home, not work, because they're afraid of the virus. And they're afraid they're next on the list. See? Two. Two is a big one. Two is a major big one. Higgin kept making jokes about it during the comments, so I'm just going to say it. China. It's all China. It's the China virus fault. Definitely the China virus fault. China. China's got us by the balls. All right. China's got the entire world held hostage. You say, oh no, it doesn't believe it. China is got us the entire world hostage. Because think of it. 1.2 billion Chinese. 1 billion are in lockdown. Well, that's how I checked as of this morning. They're running the factories at less than 20%. And yet, the freight companies, as I just answered Higgins, the bunker oil is for cargo ships and cruise liners. And what happened? The bunker oil is expensive, so they're charging more. Our country can't buy new semi-trucks because we're using the current ones to the where the wheels are falling off and parts are being stolen off trucks and the truck chassis are getting stolen. The other day, the police in Chicago supposedly got a call that a trucker pulled in somewhere, went to get something to eat. When he came back, his truck chassis was stolen. They put a GPS on it. You know what happened? They found the truck chassis sitting in a junkyard with about $10 to $20 million of Walmart goods, not Amazon, Walmart goods. They called the police and said, "Can you help us get it back?" The police acted like the Ice-T in the movie, in the music video, "Smoked Pork." Yeah, if you have never heard it, it's smoked pork is something from the musical group Body Count, where he says, "Excuse me, officer, I have a problem. Someone stole my semi truck Can you help us at the junkyard get it back? That's where it is. No, that's not my job. My job is not to fucking help your fucking sorry ass out. Well, it's my truck. What do I do? That's not my job, asshole. Well, what is your job? Right now, my job's eating these donuts, or maybe, hey, wait a minute, aren't you? And so basically the police in Chicago told this guy he's on his own. It wasn't because he was black or white or green or red or an alien. It was they didn't have the manpower to go get a $10 million in Walmart goods in a semi truck that was hijacked when the guy went to get something to eat. And his truck chassis was taken, supposedly.
So what time's this movie showing that you want to see?
What movie? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the one on Netflix. Remember?
That one on. There's that one that's on anytime on HBO. Was it? No, it stars. It has the Ghostbusters. I just needed a bath, and I was gonna take a little walk, but Chloe. The thing that's on Chloe's mind is that damn Jurassic Park Dominion movie. It's out in the theaters.
Well, I was gonna watch the other one first, Fallen Kingdom. I was gonna rent it and watch it tonight on my laptop. More than welcome to watch it too. I'm gonna rent it tonight. I got laundry to do soon.
Anyways, the second reason is China. China is basically holding the world hostage. As long as 1 billion people are in lockdown, the rest of the Chinese can't make the products, and our greedy little assholes over here will not take command and basically bring the factories back over here because they blame the government's trying to tax the shit out of them, saying that we have to make the working class an equal partner in the company, which would be fair. I'm afraid that all the company are, excuse me, woo, talk about some chili cheese corn dog farts. I can tell that was a chili cheese corn dog fart that came out. Hey, Mop, how you doing?
Pumps.
There's a new one. It's called Jurassic Park Dominion. Yeah, it just came out Thursday, so it's on a theater here. We only have a two screen movie theater. So Chloe was talking about that, but she also was talking about Ghostbusters. So, anyways, so because the world's being held hostage by China and we can't get products, our supply chain is gone. Our warehouses are empty. That's why Pee Wee emailed about the canned meat getting harder and harder to get. And if you do find a canned meat, like a package of anchovies, like $5 for a little container. I mean, that's how much they're charging for anchovies. I mean, who the hell would pay $5 for a thing of anchovies, or $6 for little kipperds, or $7 for smoked herrings in a can? So basically, that's the motive reason too. Third reason we're having problems, and it's, as I said, it's lazy, lazy worker syndrome. Lazy worker syndrome is workers that sit home, hoping the government gives them, hopefully that they can get a job working at home where they don't have to leave their house. And they leave their house, they'll probably be under the surrogate control, where the surrogates, like in that movie with Bruce Willis, is running around like a little robot from his computer, from his home. You know, which means, you know, we have surrogates that we can make look like ourselves. I mean, Chris could have a hot looking woman to run around in a robot, or Higgins could be a cute girl too, or Chloe could be a cute girl, or Chloe's dad could be this fat man with a beard.
Or I could be a cute Japanese girl.
Yeah, well, if he wanted that, I'd hope they charge him like $500 million for his android body robot. Yeah, it costs you your soul. Just sign here, and when you die, you go to hell.
That's finally some Japanese girl now.
Until someone uses that little laser thing and his brain fries out, and then he's dead on the other end of the computer, like in the movie. You've never seen Surrogates, have you? That's a pretty good movie.
I've seen parts of it.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I guess one of us better get in a tub. I'm gonna get that tub cleared out.
A little robots, Willis.
Your Majesty, you should get in your bathtub.
I will. I told them I'd be doing it at 2:00. Well, 2 hours, which means I have 8 minutes left. I'm taking a bath. A little bar soap, a little body wash.
I'm going to take a shower after you're done with the bath.
It won't take me that long. You just got to find a way to dispose of that stinky soup that's sitting in there. Woo, that smells. Reminds me of the guy that was like Trump, who ran for president, lost and said, "You're going to hear a loud sucking sound as China takes the jobs." Well, look what happened. Okay, let me put it what happened. During the Clinton eras, Clinton signed a bill saying that anyone can move their factories overseas for lower taxes. And so Levi Jeans was the first to do it, and then everyone else followed suit because they didn't want us to pay. They wanted to make more money. So they figured if the jeans were only $40 at the time, they wanted $160 for a pair of jeans. Now jeans are like $200 for Levi's last time I checked. So they went up in price, not down in price. And because of it, I'll go to the Goodwill or the thrift store and buy $1 pair of sweats, overpaying the price for I don't care if it's a 12-foot robot. I don't think a 12-foot robot surrogate's going to be better. I'm talking about the ones that they have that looks lifelike, like in the movie surrogates. But then again, they did make it a semi-perverted, but then again, it's fine and dandy, because of what it is. I think that's on HBO right now, or is it on Showtime? One of the two. I should watch that again. It's a good movie. Everyone in robots. Ex Machina is really good too. Love Ex Machina. Ex Machina is a really good movie. Surrogates. Surrogates, I believe, is on HBO. Yeah, HBO has it. What about Ex Machina? Ex Machina. That's a good movie. I think it's Showtime. Fubo TV and then watch now on Showtime. Yep, Showtime. If I go to Showtime, I could probably watch Ex Machina. Yeah, well, you can pay your $50 for jeans. I ain't paying $50. I'll pay $1 for these sweats I'm wearing. That's fine by me, man. Anyways, because I don't have much time, I'm taking a bath. I will tell you outright or that. that you guys got to prepare because it ain't going to get it easy. In the next 2 years, we won't probably see this country the way it was. And think of it. They say we're going to go into a 40-year inflation spike. Eventually, some of us won't be alive because we won't be eating. So I'm trying to prepare you for all that. Now, the robot thing was a joke, but so many people want to work from home. It's not funny. So, and Higgins is right. I need to take a bath and relax. I've been through a lot of stress lately. Take a bath, get cleaned up. You would say that, Higgs. Only you would say that, brother Higgins. I can see you doing it too, man. I bet you're so serious too. You got a sewing machine, you're sitting there at a sewing machine. I gotta tell Chloe. Chloe might get a chuckle out of that one. Chloe would probably love the chuckle out of that one. So Higgins bought himself a tarp from Harbor Freight, Chloe.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna sew him up some pants.
Cool.
I guess she didn't get the joke.
Tarp pants?
Yeah, tarp pants. He can't afford Levi, so he's gonna sew him up some pants made from a tarp.
I just get regular fabric from Joanne Fabric or something, or
like he's got the money to go to Joanne Fabric. He doesn't have the money, Chloe, to even buy a pair of pants from the thrift store. No, that was before he lost his job. The tarp's like probably 20 years old, too. I think. Chloe's like, eh.
You should get your video wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got things to do soon, and I got things to do. I didn't get my shower in.
Laundry. Yeah. So, anyways, just remember what I said. I burned enough time as is, and with only you guys commenting, I got to get going. 2 people watching, I can basically disappear, bath time and go from there. Maybe take a walk. Got 4 people watching, but you know what? I'm out. So whoever's watching now, guess you got to go rewind all the way to the beginning because, like I said, I'm out. 2 people watching now. So, anyways, I'm gonna take a break. You might see me in tomorrow morning edition. Chloe's gonna run out to town tomorrow, so you'll see me early. I gotta wake Chloe up early. So please unsubscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, like, subscribe button, so it's fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification bell for new content. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you wish. Thanks for watching, everyone. And leave the comments nice as all we ask. Thank you so much. And God bless you with that was not a nice comment. Chloe actually flushed that stuff down the toilet. So yeah. So thank you everyone and God bless you and everything you do. Bad Higgins.